Hey everybody, welcome to I'm Not Crying, You're Crying, the show about anything and everything because it's our show. My name is Sean, and I'm here with Juan.
Hey.
And Jay.
Hi, guys.
And this is our theme music. You know, Juan, we've been doing this for 4 seasons now, and no one has ever commented.
Play the fucking music.
Oh, okay, great. I will, because that's what I do every time.
Play the fucking music.
All right. Hey everybody, welcome back. We are now in season 4, episode 1 of I'm Not Crying, You're Crying. Well, gentlemen, welcome to the new season. Juan,
yay!
We did it.
Season 4. Didn't think we were going to last past season 1. Wow.
Well, I didn't think you would last past season 1. With how angry you get, Juan, if I'm being 100% honest.
Did you think I was going to die of a heart attack or quit the show?
You're going to quit the show ceremoniously because you felt like we were just pissing you off.
I thought we were going to boot you off the show.
That's also true.
Go fuck yourself.
That's also true. We've had several hosts that have been way better than you. In fact, I think we're going to have one back soon. Like
oh,
yeah.
no.
yeah, like Herbert or Aquila or Dennis. Yeah.
You said somebody back real soon, so it's either Julio, Aquila, or Dennis. And I'm assuming after my rant against Joe Schmo, I can imagine who it's going to be here.
You know,
I think it's going to be Joe Schmo.
Yeah,
he's going to get on the show.
Yeah,
to defend himself.
I really want to have him on. And and speaking of Joe, so Juan, you got another voicemail. You've been very popular since we started the new season, and I don't really know why, but I was actually surprised who it was from. I didn't think we would ever reach this level of stardom to have this caliber of celebrity on the show. But I'm going to play the voicemail. If you say
it's mother effing King Kong, I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
Listen, I'm surprised. So here it is.
All right, yeah, what's up, brother? It's me, King Kong, your boy. I'm a giant gorilla. I'm a big old primate, and I'm here to say what's up to my favorite podcast, I'm Not Crying, You're Crying. Special shout out to my boy, Juan Ledesma. Yo, brother, thank you for the love. Thank you for being a fan. All the little kids love King Kong, and apparently one 40-year-old man. But that's cool. Hey, and I gotta say something. I heard you was gonna fight, what's his name? Joe Schmo or whatever the fuck his name is. Don't do it, brother. Don't do it. He will beat your ass. He will beat your ass harder than a giant reptile beats a humongous primate. You know what I'm saying? I know this from experience. Anyways, I got to go. But I just want to leave you with this. Peace, love, and 9/11 was an inside job. All right, late.
Oh, that is so fucked up and funny at the same time. I love it.
Yeah, I was surprised. But, but the best part of that is
did he send an autographed picture or anything for me?
No.
He sent a dick pic.
I was just going to say through a window on a building because that's how he normally does it.
Yeah.
I'm actually, the thing I found the most surprising about that voicemail is that he admitted that he got his ass beat by Godzilla.
Wait, did I miss that portion because I was laughing?
I feel like you blacked out, bro. You met your idol, and now you're starstruck. You're beside yourself.
I was more impressed that he has a phone that he can utilize.
Well, I mean, they make phones in all sizes. You've seen those.
Wow. You don't think King Kong can use a phone?
Yeah, that's some kind of monkey racism.
No, it's not monkey racism. I just didn't think that they had a phone his size.
What do you mean they? What is this they shit?
I mean, dude, he went to Tokyo. I'm sure they made him a phone while he was there.
That is true. But the best phones come from Korea. Sorry.
If you say so.
Samsung Life, brother.
They have wrinkles in their phones.
You're just jealous.
Jealous of not having a wrinkle of my phone? You're right. You're absolutely right. So, yeah, I'm surprised that King Kong had reached out, but you know what? That's actually crazy. So now we can say that we've had an actual celebrity on the show. King Kong has been on I'm Not Crying, You're Crying. It's been great.
I would tell you this. He did not sound anything like I thought he would.
Yeah, I don't know what accent that was. I don't know. He sounds like a fuckboy from some weird island.
he probably is. He's getting on that King Kong push. You know what I'm saying? Like he just shows up. I feel like his hat was on sideways. There's a trucker hat.
Yeah.
He's wearing Ed Hardy.
There was a blunt hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously. So Juan, don't fight Joe Smo. Don't. Joe Smo. That's how you say it.
I honestly think if my boy King Kong partners up with me, we can take Joe Smo.
I don't think so. I think both of you guys will get your ass kicked.
Yeah. Hey, you remember in Godzilla versus Kong that King Kong teamed up with that little girl and he still got his shit handed to him, right? That's how I remember the movie.
He beat Godzilla the second round.
Okay, there's 3 rounds in the fight according to you, and he lost 2 out of 3. So that
I think if the fight went any longer, he would have lost by judgment.
yeah. Oh man. So with that said, gentlemen, how have you guys been? I know we just did the Space Jam episode. We didn't do a lot of catching up there, but this is our very first episode. We usually have a catch up. So Juan, I'll start with you so that we don't get confused. Juan, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. It's been a crazy. How long have we been gone? I feel like this hiatus season seemed longer than usual.
This was an actual 5-week hiatus. We recorded on the 5th week and we released on the 6th week.
Holy crap! Yeah. No, I for some odd reason those 5 weeks made me tired, man. I know we tried to do.
Juan, no. You are always tired.
Yeah. I know what you say, but I'm excited. I did a 23andMe test
to discover what is you're related to King Kong.
So no, yeah, I hope so. Maybe he's my long lost brother. No,
wait, are you Mexican?
I still haven't reviewed my results. I'm waiting for my wife to get her results so we can compare at the same time.
Oh, just to make sure you're not related?
I'm pretty sure we're not related. But
well, I mean, if you were, it's too late now.
Yeah, dude, you've done some sinning where God's not going to be happy about it.
Yeah, you guys are disgusting, man.
But well, you're the one that got a 23andMe done, and you're checking for. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. So I got my results today, and hopefully she gets hers tomorrow, and it'll be exciting.
Yeah, I hope you guys aren't related.
Yeah, but if you guys are cousins, though, I'm gonna make fun of you.
I'm just gonna cry deeply inside if I find out I'm not really Mexican.
Oh, is that what it is? Is it like that time the census told you weren't Mexican?
No, the census told me I was white. Remember?
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, what? So I have a question. What's the difference between what I said and what you said? All right, then. Jay,
I think the census still allows me to be Mexican American. It's just as a race, it's white.
I mean, how are you going to justify all those stories from Mexico if you're not Mexican?
Yeah, the census already told you you're white. So in my book, Juan, you've been making this up for the show.
True. You know what would be a big lotto win if I'm part Native American, because I'm going to travel to the nearest casino and ask for my share.
I'm not sure that's how that works.
Yeah, I don't think that works that way either.
However, I would like to be there when you try. I will not stop the police.
That is ignorantly racist, but
yes, it is. So with that said, Jay, how are you doing? How are you?
I'm good, man. I've been spending some time at the house. I've been working, spending some time at the house. I have my 2-year-old nephew here, and he's going through that phase where he's just doing like weird stuff.
Yeah.
Like my nephew has this little cowboy hat that he wears. Wears this cowboy hat. He walks around the house with a cowboy hat. He's like, "Howdy, ma'am."
Does he really?
He has that swagger when he puts that cowboy hat on. And then one day I was in the kitchen. I was making some coffee, and he has his own little table where he eats his breakfast. The small table for him, and he was at his little table eating breakfast, and he had his cowboy hat on, and then he stands up and he's naked.
Hey, but he had that cowboy hat on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
He had his little cowboy hat. He's just like walking around, just like naked with his cowboy hat on.
I can respect that. I can absolutely respect that.
Howdy, ma'am. What seems to be the problem? Sheriff, bad Bartsy back in town. Your penis is also showing.
Wasn't there a show on Comedy Central called The Naked Cowboy?
I don't know. I think maybe that's some like porno website that you might have Googled and
now you're trying to pass it off as
Central?
Yeah.
I was about to say that your nephew was like starting his own toddler version of that show.
Dude, he's going through this naked phase, you know, he just doesn't want to be in his diaper anymore. And a lot of times, like his mom will just go, "Are you naked in there?" And he'll go, "Oh," and then he'll start running away.
He needs to put that cowboy hat on and just tell her, "Yeah, I am. What are you going to do about it?"
Dude, he when he gets caught being naked, his mom has to chase him, and I think he's faster when he's naked because he's more aerodynamic.
Does he like, is he in pull-ups or in regular diapers, or like does he just unhook, or does he like take him off like underwear, or
Dude, I think he rips him off like NBA warm-ups. He's just like, wow.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That makes him invincible.
Was he like a little Houdini? Like he started off clothing at the table, eating his breakfast, and you just turned around and suddenly he's naked? Or did he start off naked and you didn't realize that?
Dude, he was sitting down at his table. I didn't know he was naked till he stood up, and I was like, oh my gosh. Dude, one time he popped out of my brother's room buck naked. He was like, "Ha ha!" And he sprinted at me like full speed, just like full on naked. And I was like, oh my gosh.
That is awesome. That is awesome, man. Well, hey, more power to your nephew, because you know what? That's going to be the killer move when he becomes an adult. Just pops out of the room naked with a cowboy hat on.
Honestly, we're gonna squash that shit as soon as he's.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well,
what about you, Sean?
Myself, I've just been working, man. It's funny you say the 5 weeks has been like a long time. I feel like it just crept up on us because Space Jam happened, Suicide Squad is happening,
the Conjuring episode that never happened.
Yeah, the Conjuring episode that never happened. I just been, I've been super busy, just back at work. So yes, it did feel like a long time, but you know, it just felt like it went by really, really quickly. Really quickly. Nothing crazy like that happened. My daughter is 9, and so she's becoming more teenager-like every single day.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's gotten to the point now where like if I deny her anything, and she's like, "Fine, I just won't have it then," and she'll cross her.
No.
I'm like, "Oh, okay then, fine. I won't tell you to charge your electronics so you have them for another day. You're right. I'm the asshole. Yeah, it's just you know, she's not running around here naked. Thank God.
No.
Thank God. Oh, man. So, well, it was great catching up with you guys. Before we get into today's topics, I did have some random shit I found across the internet I wanted to talk to you guys about, but one not so random. So the first one being Scarlett Johansson is taking Disney to court. Now, I don't know how much you guys know about it, but essentially this is all over her Disney Plus release of Black Widow and what they had negotiated in her contract.
Well, her contract, it was supposed to be a theatrical release. And the way it worked is she gets a percentage of the box office. So she feels like she was screwed because of doing a theatrical release and a Disney Plus release or a premium, whatever it's called. She's not getting paid as much as she should. And to be honest, I think she may have a case, because didn't they push the theatrical release of Black Widow from 2020 to 2021 because of this?
They did. They pushed it because of the impacts of COVID-19, not because they didn't want to show the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So they were trying to preserve whatever box office they were going to get. However, if it was in her contract that they were supposed to release this like solely in theaters, 'cause my understanding is that it was supposed to come out in theaters, have like a grace period, and then hit Disney Plus.
Yes.
In this scenario, they released it at Disney Plus under the Premier Access, which is additional $30, and Disney made off of that alone. So the box office was like 50 million. And then they made 60 million in subscriptions from their subscriptions, and that's including the people who paid for it, and then new subscriptions for Disney Plus.
And theaters are at full capacity now, or
yes,
no restrictions in full capacity for right now. At least here in LA, you have to, or in California, you have to remember that theaters opened a lot sooner in other states.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this, Sean, but from the articles that I've read, and I don't know if it's just TMZ gossip or just made up bullshit, but apparently Emma Stone is considering suing Disney as well, because she got a similar short end of the stick with Cruella, and I'm hearing Emily Blunt.
Who's Cruella?
You know Cruella. Cruella Devil.
Oh, is she back from New Orleans? Is that where Cruella from?
Y'all know Cruella. Cruella Devil. She didn't like them Dalmatians. She went fond of them Dalmatians, not Cruella.
Oh no, I don't think she was, Jay. I don't think she was at all.
She want to kill them Dalmatians.
I'm sorry, Juan. I'm sorry. Come on back.
Okay, so Emily Blunt was also considering it because of Jungle Cruise.
So here's the thing. I absolutely think that yes, like if they promised her a release and a grace period, then she should have gotten that. However, I don't think that Black Widow was going to do the gangbusters Marvel like that she thinks it was going to do. And the same thing with Cruella, and the same thing with the Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise, yeah.
Yeah, and if I'm being honest, I had this conversation with a coworker of mine, which is that when I think of the Jungle Cruise, which I just realized was coming out like last Friday because someone told me about it. I thought it was absolutely like a meme photo that someone had made.
No, it's been in production before COVID, man.
Yeah, but I wouldn't go to see that movie for Emily Blunt. I'm going to go see The Rock.
Because of Rock, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go see that movie at all.
I mean, yes, I agree.
Probably would go see it because
you would.
Yeah, you know how I feel about Disney. But now I'm curious, how come The Rock isn't considering this? Did he get a different deal because he's The Rock?
Yeah, he's
got top billing on that movie.
He's got that Robert Downey Jr. deal, that gets him paid. He doesn't care.
I'm pretty sure Robert Downey Jr. got a percentage of the box office as well.
He did, but you have to remember that Robert Downey Jr. was the highest paid actor in the MCU, and he wasn't getting paid a lot. And the reason why Terrence Howard was swapped out for Don Cheadle is because he was holding out for more money.
Yes,
he was holding, and they were just like, okay, fine, we'll use Don Cheadle. And then Robert Downey Jr. went on a little bit of a pushback for Disney. I mean, but not too much because obviously he was still Iron Man, to help the other actors get paid equal to him. So there is a pay disparity. This is not the first time this has ever happened in the history of Disney and Marvel and just their movies in general. However, I do think that they anticipate like their movies just doing better in the box office.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, Juan.
Well, I'm not the only one you're talking here to. You're not giving shit to Jay for commenting.
I like Sean said, I don't think Black Widow would have made like Avengers Endgame type of money, like that's not the type of movie it was. It was more like an Ant-Man type of film. Yeah. Like, like it's good until we get to the big movie Marvel movie, but it wasn't gonna do like a lot of money. But I agree that Disney Plus subscriptions did take away from what she would have made at the box office.
Now, what I don't understand is, does she not get a percentage of the Disney Plus subscriptions, or how does that effing work? Or because it's not called out in the contract, it's money just for Disney?
I honestly don't know how it's spelled out in her contract. All I know is that they get a much higher percentage of the box office from they get more money from box office than they do from, I would assume, from Disney Plus. It may not have even been factored into their contract, if I'm being honest, because you have to keep in mind that after Black Widow hits theaters, then it's going to go to Disney Plus. It wasn't going to have a simultaneous release. A simultaneous release.
That is very true, because I think COVID just changed the world, because it started off with Mulan and Soul with being released to Disney Plus. Now, Mulan, if I remember correctly, they tried holding it back for a bit.
They did.
But then they said, F it, we just need to start making some sort of revenue. And that's when they did with the Disney Plus premiere packages.
Yeah. But I think, I mean, if I'm being honest, I feel like there's some movies that had slated to release on Disney Plus to garner some attention. So I think Soul was one of those movies, which is why they never
did a premiere for it, right?
Yeah, they didn't premiere. But like Raya and the Last Dragon, I think was slated to like test how well premiere would do on unknown quantities. You know, like what the hell's Raya? I don't fucking know.
I didn't know either.
Yeah, well, it was actually a pretty good movie.
Is it?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. And then you get, Cruella, and then you get Grella from the Bayou. Hey, sorry. Anyway, I mean, I guess my question is, Juan, Jay, do you think that she's gonna win? Do you think she's gonna win?
I think she will.
I think so. I think that I don't know if she'll make what she would have made in the box office for it, because I think the argument is that Disney isn't hurting as bad as they say they're hurting because of COVID. So so I guess we'll see.
The thing that I'm kind of curious to see is this going to really kill off her business with Disney, or is Disney going to be like, hey,
to be fair, bro, she already killed off her business. Her business was Disney. She just
they killed her.
Yeah. So this is like her. This is her saying, "I'm not going to make any more Marvel money." Well, then this is how I'm going to get my pockets full before the ship sells.
I'm sorry. She dies in Black Widow?
Are you serious?
No, have you not seen the other Avenger? Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Have you not seen Avengers Endgame?
I can't remember. She died. Oh yeah. Oh shit.
Oh
I
my
forgot.
God.
Well,
oh my God,
welcome
dude.
back. Welcome back.
Yeah. No, I completely forgot about her dying, man. You're right.
Yeah. So welcome to the MCU. I mean, last week we also mentioned a Loki thing, and you had no concept of it. Jay, are you caught up on Loki?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Disney. I think a lot of their money is being made by the TV production. The streaming stuff that they're doing, Loki, WandaVision, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think a lot of the actors are making more money doing the TV stuff than they are doing the movie stuff.
Yeah, that would make sense. It'd be smaller paychecks, but they'd be more consistent, and they would get perpetuity and some royalties. I assume. I don't know enough about TV. But speaking of Loki, so today, the reason why I use that as a transition is because Loki included variants. And today we're going to talk about COVID. And we just learned about some COVID variants that just happened, but specifically kind of our life and how it was impacted by COVID. Juan, I know that you feel a bunch of different ways about Joe Smo and him not wearing a mask, but I'm curious if you would like to share how you feel COVID impacted your life.
It's definitely changed my perception of people and my perception of my own life. I think I am realizing how crazy people and some of their beliefs are now with COVID than I did before. and it's getting harder to weed out what people are saying as a joke and what people are saying as they truly believe it.
So
yeah.
So what made it real? So like when you start the pandemic, right? You hear about this ship, and I don't know how early your earliest memory of COVID. My earliest memory is the former president on TV talking about how this ship needs to stay at bay, and there is something going on in China, but this ship needs to stay out to sea because I don't want anyone to get sick. These people had been out there with like no food or water. So what moment like throughout the pandemic made it real for you?
Day one of the shutdown, it kind of scared me. I had already been following COVID and the news about COVID, and people and their symptoms and people being asymptomatic. So I was already kind of paranoid, and I started watching the numbers in California getting higher and higher. And I think, what was it? New York had already shut down.
Yeah.
So that day I had talked to one of my friends and said, when the fuck are we going to shut down? And later that day I was leaving work and I get a call and he goes, hey, remember what we were talking about? And I'm like, yeah, about when are we going to shut down? And he's like, yeah, they just made the call. We're shutting down. So I think that's when it hit me. That something with flu-like symptoms can shut down an economy. What started off as a 2-week process ended up being a year and some change, man.
How about you, Jay?
What was the question again?
What? I'll take COVID-19 for 200. Specifically, how COVID impacted your life, and what about it made it real for you like that?
There was a lot of factors that happened in 2020. I mean, when Tom Hanks got it, I thought, oh my God.
Yes.
No way. Tom Hanks.
Not America's dad.
Yeah. It's just like, oh no, if this COVID took out Tom Hanks, the world would crumble, you know?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of celebrities that were getting it early on, and they were good. You know, they didn't die from it.
No.
They just kind of had like flu-like symptoms, and they just like self-isolated, and they were good after like a good 2 weeks. What started to scare me during the course of 2020 was the tension from like people in general. Like the political climate was so tense that year. Like there was so much going on. People were protesting. There were so many protests in 2020. Yeah. There was a lot of like people were like stocking up on doomsday type supplies. Like you ran out of toilet paper, and like
that was another scary thing. Yeah.
Like medical supplies. It was weird when you would go into like a Target or a Costco, and they just ran out of like toilet paper, like basic necessities that people.
Yeah, or the line for that one thing was like through the fucking moon.
Yeah, and then like you'd see signs in the store, oh, we are out of like isopropyl alcohol, you know, like stuff like that. Band-Aids. They ran out of like stuff for like basic healthcare, and I was like, oh my God, what is going on? People were selling toilet paper on Amazon for like hundreds of dollars at one point, and then during all of that, the whole George Floyd incident happened, and the Black Lives Matter movement, and it just became something more that we had to deal with. Like there was all these protests and riots and all of these things happening in 2020 as a result of like just COVID, you know, shutting down, and people not knowing what's happening, what's going on, what's going to happen. You know, a lot of people, they lost their jobs, they lost their homes, you know, they lost their livelihood, and there was nowhere where a lot of these people could turn to, and you would go on TV and you'd see the president say a bunch of like really inappropriate things, a lot of ignorant things that kind of fueled a lot of the hatred and like the race riots. And there was all this hatred towards Asians and violence towards Asians because of, the president calling the COVID virus, the Chinese virus. And
No, he said the China virus. He didn't even say Chinese, which I thought was a little bit more degrading.
Yeah. And all of this just kind of led up to the Capitol riots in January. So it just became real, and it just became more tense over the course of 2020 for me.
Do you think that if the president, or the former president, remember during one of his rallies, kept on downplaying the coronavirus and kept on saying, come April, May, this thing is just going to work itself out and disappear. Do you think if he didn't have that nonchalant attitude from the beginning and actually started maybe asking people to wear masks or doing presidential things, we wouldn't have been as fucked as we are now?
I think it would have been the same, because it's kind of one of those situations. Whoever the president was going to be at that time, they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. If they're going to downplay the COVID virus, they're not reacting quick enough. If they're mandating all these things, then they're just inciting people to not want to do it and question everything. And it's just, I don't know if that was a better solution, but
no, Jay, I agree with you. Because there's people like me where for me, I remember him making that speech about keeping his numbers down and like calling it the China disease. And I didn't take anything he was saying very serious. Yeah. However, the world around me, the impact to me had been zero up to that point. So just like Jay said, the climate was very political. There's lots of different talking heads kind of saying a lot of different things, whether you believed it or not. And so, I did what any sensible American would do. Or what I would like to think is that, okay, fine, but this mask is going to help me. Sure, whatever. I went through those stages, and I think I even said it on air here, which is like, I'm going to get it at some point. Like it's just like anything else going on. And I don't think if the president had behaved any differently, the populace would have behaved any differently. And my point being is that. When 9/11 happened, it was an isolated incident, and then months later, people are like, "Oh, it's an inside job," And so now you live in this the world of information and internet, and so now you can formulate those theories and have that information catered to you on every social media platform. So I feel like like Jay said, it was going to be the same no matter what. The difference is that this happened over the course of a year, and there's already a lot of fuel to the fire because of the political stuff that was going on. The thing that made it real for me is not even when they had asked me to come to work. It was like 2 or 3 people that I had known had like gotten COVID. I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess it was like 6 degrees of separation. First, it was America's Dad, Tom Hanks, who really freaked me out when he was bald, because he was bald when he made that announcement. And I was like, oh my God, does COVID make you lose your hair?
Oh no.
But then like, okay, fine. It's Tom Hanks in Australia. I don't live in Australia, whatever. He's 2 weeks is fine. He's walking around doing his movie again. But then, as that circle got smaller and smaller, I go, oh shit, okay, I guess it's happening. And it's happening a lot faster than I would have anticipated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Another real moment for me that Jay kind of reminded me was the whole mass buying and the chaos that came from it. We had already done a buy before everybody started doing like mass buying, and typically when we go to Costco, we overbuy on accident and have groceries that last for a month and a half. So we were fine, but we had a little bit of a panic because my son needed diapers and baby wipes. We went to Costco. They were out of diapers and they were out of baby wipes because people started buying baby wipes because they were running out of toilet paper to buy. And internally, I was having a little freak out moment where I even felt like I felt like crying and breaking down. Like, what the F is going to happen if I can't find diapers and wipes for my kid? And luckily, we went to like Target and had one of those Targets that you could only buy one box of diapers and one box of wipes. But it got scary. Like, I think we had gone to 2 Costco's, and by the time we went through to 3 Targets, on the 3rd Target, we found one place. And I don't know, it just had a little scary moment.
No, it's true. I think for me, what I found the most frustrating is again, just like Jay said, it's like, you go out places and you're just trying to get your basic necessities. I'm not asking for 15 bags of chicken here. I just need, a bag to hold me over, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
And you can't find it. They're sold out. Like, some person has a deep freezer full of Costco chicken and never has to go back to Costco again, probably. Yeah. And it's just like how slow the curve was for all the businesses like that remained open to like adjust.
Like,
you know what also made it really real? Like, for me, when the NBA shut down.
Oh, it made it real for a lot of people.
Yeah, like the NBA shut down because some of the players contracted COVID, and then they said, "Oh, we're canceling games. We're canceling a few games," and then they said we're canceling the season, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, oh my god, this has never happened before in my lifetime. Like, they never canceled a season of sports, and for that to happen, I was like, oh my god, this is kind of serious now.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what else is crazy about this whole situation? So during the shutdowns, they start like quantifying like the type of work people do. And I'm just curious if I don't know anyone that works at McDonald's, but do you think if you would have asked like a McDonald's employee like in 2018 if they felt like during a pandemic they were still going to be open, that they would have said yes?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Think so. It was just amazing how quickly people that didn't consider themselves essential workers suddenly became essential workers. And I don't think it was the employees or the team members themselves. It was the corporation and the business owner saying, I'm essential. I need to continue doing it.
Well, I mean, that was a good like way to keep their business afloat. Like if you said, oh, I need my workers to come in and be essential workers, that's just going to keep that store open. Like they have to be open because they're essential to how society runs, like.
Yeah, it's crazy because like, again, I was like, oh man, I can't get chicken at Costco, but I can get a McChicken from McDonald's. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking nuts. And so go ahead, Juan.
But the thing is, they started suffering from the same supply chain shortages that we were suffering at the time. And in fact, they're still suffering a lot of it because menu prices for the businesses that stayed open went up because it suddenly started getting pricier and pricier to get beef, chicken, and pork, man. I mean, right now, I remember when I used to be able to buy ranchera to barbecue, and that was like $6 it started off like $4 and now it's like $12 a pound.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. It's really, really, really expensive.
Yeah,
really expensive. So you get through this part of the pandemic, so what helped get you guys through that, the whole ordeal, like stuff shut down, trying to buy diapers. You can't watch any NBA games. Jay, what helped get you through it?
You know what? This is where like being a gamer and a recluse was like for a lot of people, they thrived in it. Like this is the moment where they go, I can finish all my games. I can watch all the movies that I need to get through. I can watch all the TV shows that I can handle at this point. Like if you didn't have to worry about money and paying a ton of bills, then this was the time where you get to be as lazy and
yeah, it's great. It was great. You know what? despite everything, because I stopped working during the pandemic, and I was like, all right, after I had figured out all of my shit, I was like, okay, great. Now I have all this time. And you know what? My daughter was doing homeschool at the time. And it just made me like realize of how much like stuff you miss out on. I had lunch every day with my daughter during school at 11 o'clock every day, because that's when they had lunch. And we didn't always do something. It wasn't always monumental, but it was just fun to have that time. And I was able to pass Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I hadn't played since it'd come out like 4 years earlier. So yes, it was absolutely a great time.
Yeah, for me, as you know, I've been employed for the last like 30 something years at a job, and like this is the first time where I didn't work, and I'm so used to like coming in, doing things, and then going home and doing things at a certain time. It's that when I didn't have that time at work, at home, everything was scheduled for me. Like I would wake up at a certain time. I would have my breakfast at a certain time. I would do a couple things around the house. I would have my lunch at a certain time. I would schedule like Zoom shows at a certain time. So that was like my appointments. And then, I had like scheduled time for like TV, scheduled times to play video games, like all this, like everything was kind of rigidly scheduled because I was so used to being at work and doing things that I just needed to have that structure.
No, I agree. I was kind of in the same boat where I didn't have to do anything anymore, but like I still woke up and got dressed. I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't doing anything. I just was just for the routine of it, because I would always get up and get dressed, Juan, how about you?
Well, the pandemic hit me differently because, as you know, I was fortunate enough that they didn't furlough me or lay me off. They still had me coming in every day to do work around my job. But it did hit me in the sense that for being someone that says that I hate interactions and everything, I'm a social butterfly. I thrive on interacting with people. I thrive on seeing people, and commuting an hour and 15 to a job where I'm going to be locked in an office, working on my computer, walking facilities that are shut down to the public, started getting to me. It started getting to me, seeing the effect that it had on my wife and kids that were locked in the house. And the funny thing is, what got me through it was the time with my family, because then I was able to have my days off, my weekends with my wife and family. I was able to eventually start up movie night with you guys, and that made the world of a difference with my wife and I, because we got to socialize with other adults. My kids got to socialize with other kids. And to be honest, being able, because at some point I was the only one that was going out to the store, because we were paranoid that we were going to track in the virus and get the household sick. So I was the only one going to the store since I was already going to work. And eventually being able to take the kids and my wife just on drives, because we weren't able to go anywhere else, through Angels Crest Highway, or just driving around because we got bored of having them locked in the house, and drove around places, and then just gradually being able to take them to more public places. I don't know. I think that's what got me through, seeing my kids adapt to the difference, and then getting to spend the weekends with them, more family time.
Yeah, I think like Jay, I've been employed for like basically over half of my life, and so I just didn't realize how much time work had eaten up. And so I one of the things I hope that, and at some point I'm sure once the economy recovers and the unemployment rates are better and people are willing to return back to work, then companies will kind of like take a second look at their operations and say, I don't think I need to have everybody here like 40 hours a week. Maybe you can do 35 hours here and 5 hours, take a shift at home or something like that. And there'll be more of like 50-50 splits like that. And you don't have to take a pay cut because like,
the beneficial thing that I saw for the pandemic shutdown was the reduction in traffic. Like because of the reduction in traffic, I was able to wake up a little bit earlier, a little bit later, help feed my kids breakfast, spend a little bit of time in the morning, enjoy them, and then get to work and still get to work on time, and then leave work on time and be back on time at my home to eat dinner with my family and then play with them and then go to bed, which right now, I don't think traffic is at full swing yet, even though we're reopened because it's summertime. But I'm dreading when summer ends, traffic commuting from Lancaster back to the LA area. I'm going to see the 2.5 hour commute again. That's probably going to force me to take the train again. And I'm scared because I really enjoy seeing my kids as much as I do, and my wife.
So then, so now we're at the point where we're in a second upswing now, but then, right, there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, right? You get through the pandemic, you maybe get unfurloughed, you go back to work, you resume some level of normalcy, right? You even get to the point where you're able to take your mask off for a little bit and, and you get vaccinated if you're vaccinated and all that fun stuff. Juan, I know that you keep track of this stuff as far as like the different variants and stuff. So like, how does that make you feel? There's like variants and called Delta, ironically enough, it's like,
let's name it after an airline company that's struggling already because of COVID. How can we screw it up even more? Let's name a variant after it. You know what? I think everybody saw the variants coming because like the flu, everybody knew that COVID can mutate. I just don't think they thought it was going to be this quick, and I don't think people thought it would be this strong. Because my understanding of the Delta variant, it is a lot more contagious than the original virus, and it is spreading a lot quicker than they anticipated. And sadly, the vaccines that we have are not protecting us from it. We can still get it, but it won't knock us out ideally like it could with unvaccinated people.
I'm glad that you brought up the vaccines, but Jay, like you're ready to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say that I think the COVID Delta variant is just the regular COVID. It's just mad. It's just mad off that everyone's getting vaccinated. And he's just like, oh, you think you could get rid of me with vaccination? So he's like lifting weights and like, shooting up steroids. And then he's just coming back, with an eagle tattoo on his arm. It's like,
that's it. It's over.
I'm bigger and badder now, baby.
You're saying that the Delta variant should have been called the Hawk variant?
It's
the Delta variant is like you remember Ogre from the Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah.
He's just this big oaf. It's just like, I'm gonna kill the nerds.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill. So speaking of the vaccines, the vaccine race is still going on, and I think America sent a bunch of AstraZeneca vaccines over to India because they had like a major outbreak over there.
Yes.
Well, that's where the Delta strain came from.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
I believe so. I believe it came from India.
Now AstraZeneca, it's if I think they're labeled as Harry Potter houses. I mean, they gave them all kinds of names, but do you guys believe in vaccine inferiority or superiority?
I know there's people that do, because I watch parody videos making fun of freaking J&J all the time.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I haven't read up on AstraZeneca. I don't know what kind of science they're using, but I know like Moderna and Pfizer, they're changing your RNA delivery system, so they're messing with your DNA. However, J&J is more of a traditional one where they took dead virus or a weaker version of the virus and help build up your immune system. Now, people made fun of the fact that it was only one shot while everybody was 2 shots. made fun of the fact that it gave you 85% protection, while everything else gave you protection in the 90s. But my understanding is J&J is proving to be a better protection against the Delta strain.
But I think with a lot of these, it's just a numbers game, right? It's like Pfizer is out, the Moderna is out, AstraZeneca. It's just the numbers weren't good. I think I read an article, or I saw a headline of an article, I should say, that Pfizer was close to having full FDA approval, which I don't know what emergency approval and full FDA approval, like the difference. I mean, if you approve something, you approve something. Personal opinion, but and I think a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Pfizer is the they related them to super soldier serums from like the MCU. so Pfizer is the Captain America, Moderna is whatever they gave Bucky, and then J&J is whatever they gave the Halloween store cap from Falcon and Winter Soldier. And then AstraZeneca is basically anything else that they give you, like whatever made the Hulk or Abomination.
Now, AstraZeneca, what kind of science are they using? Are they doing the RNA method or?
Juan, I know nothing of the science. I just told you that.
Honestly, I don't know what's in any of the vaccines. I just trust the medical community, you know, like they tell me, hey, this is going to protect you from this. All right, put it in my body.
Yeah, it's funny. So I had picked up I picked up made up work as a COVID compliance officer while I was furloughed from work. And so
I'm sorry, did you refer to it as beta work?
No, sorry, made up work. Meaning
made up work.
It only exists because of the pandemic. You know, before then you would I say I'm a COVID compliance officer. Okay, get the fuck out of here, right? But I was able to get vaccinated way back in January when everyone
became an essential worker.
So. But amongst the circle of folks who are getting vaccinated, it was a huge debate of what are you going to get? You're going to get AstraZeneca or no? You're going to get Pfizer or are you going to get
Moderna.
And I was like, I don't really care. I was like, Jay, I'm like, well, they said it's good for me, whatever. I signed up, I got an appointment. It is what it is.
Just out of curiosity, what did you get?
Moderna.
Fuck you. Jay?
Oh, that's private.
Oh, fuck you.
So I got Moderna.
Oh, really?
Moderna, hallelujah.
That's right.
It's all about the Pfizer.
No.
Pfizer gang.
But yeah, it's been a very complicated time, and I don't know the science, but you know, the year 2020 is very, very interesting, and I hope we never go through it again. And I believe that if it happens again, if something like this happens, we at least have the tools and know-how so that the curve won't be as long to have all these business adjust and have life adjust.
Well, the sad thing is we've always had the tools. When the Obama presidency left, they had a pandemic task force, and they had created scenarios and playbooks. If a pandemic like this were to happen, this is the type of steps that we should follow. And when they gave it to the former president, he said, fuck you.
But in all fairness, I mean, if you said in 2018, hey, there's going to be a pandemic, you better be ready. No one was going to be like, yeah, you're right. You know, nobody expected this to actually happen.
Yeah, I mean, all the people still poking their nose above their mask. I mean, those are the people who are gonna, and there's a lot of them. Those are the people you're debating with, Juan. That knew there was a playbook and didn't really give two shits. So it is what it is.
I don't understand when the science is there, how people that are not scientists or educated think they know better than people that have dedicated their entire fucking life and career in this shit.
Juan, we've gone over this because they just chose not to. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, dude. I mean, people only believe what's convenient and comfortable for them. You know, like if someone said the science of something is this and that's fact, they're always going to debate it. Like,
yeah, just like fire is hot, right?
Yeah.
Jeez, I didn't mean to bum you out, man.
No, it's just the more I think about it, the more sad this makes me, because I know of people refusing to get vaccinated. I know of people, or I've heard stories. I don't personally know of anybody that has actually done this, but falsifying their CDC card so they can enjoy life as a vaccinated person when they're not vaccinated. And the fact of the matter is, the people that have gotten vaccinated and continue to wear masks without complaining, we're doing it to protect the people that are not vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
It's just stupid. Or the people that get sick and still go, oh, it's just a cold, and I don't have any symptoms, and bam, they're in the hospital because they had the Delta strain, and now because they were careless fucks, 3 other people now have it.
You know, the funny thing is, before they implemented the mask mandate indoors again, when they lifted it, there was a time where I didn't know when I should wear my mask.
Yeah.
You know, like I would go to like a Target, and there would be a sign that says, fully vaccinated people don't have to wear your mask. And I would still wear my mask. I was fully vaccinated, still wearing a mask. And I would go in there and, I'd be like, well, if I take my mask off, it would show that I'm vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
But if I am not wearing a mask, it shows that I'm not supporting the mask mandate, and if I wear a mask, people either see me as unvaccinated, so I don't know whether to wear my mask, to showcase my political beliefs, or
Jay, I was in the same boat, but you know what I realized is that, and I, like Juan said, we're doing it for other people, is that, you know what? Yeah, I'm fully vaccinated. I got all my shots, but I wear my mask because how do you know? Like, how do you know? There's no way you can't, unless you have X-ray vision, you can't see my blood. I don't fucking know. So I wear it for everyone else's comfort. It's just easier this way.
And then, that's the other thing that Jay hit the nail on the head is, this vaccine and virus has, at least in my lifetime, I don't know if the Spanish flu was like this, but it is the most politicized and political fucking virus, pandemic, and vaccine ever, at least in my lifetime. And it's so effing stupid. It shouldn't be about politics. It should be about saving people's lives and taking care of each other as the human race. But no, we have to turn everything into a political bullshit thing. And it's so disappointing. It's just angry.
It is where we are now, Juan. It's where.
Yeah. So it's just disappointing that the shit is getting so political, and people are just not caring about each other as the human race. Sad.
I mean, people don't care about each other in general, it's just the pandemic just brought out, those true feelings, to the forefront, instead of like concealing it with niceties and, pleasantries. The pandemic and the quarantine is just, people are just brutally honest. They're like, yeah, I don't like you, and this is why. And,
yeah, it's true. And I don't care about your beliefs. My beliefs are more important. And I mean, that was kind of echoed all across 2020. And I it's hard for me to say that whoever the president was, that it would have changed what that dynamic was. I feel like that the America itself was at a boiling point, and then sticking people at home, making their environment less secure, didn't help any of that. It just, if anything, it added fuel to the fire. And so then we find ourselves here with a lot of different experience happening over the course of 2020.
Now, where do you think this world is heading towards, guys? Do you think we're going to see a lot more businesses requiring people to show their proof of vaccination or proof of a negative COVID test? Or are you going to, do you think they're going to see a lot more businesses and companies require their employees to be vaccinated or show constant proof of a negative COVID test if they want to be employed? Because KP is now doing that. Disney is now requiring their salary team members and any non-union team member, new team member, to be vaccinated when hired?
I don't know. I mean, I would hazard a guess that they're not going to force people to show any sort of documentation. However, I believe that Disney also incentivized it, right? Like, didn't they added like a bonus or
$100 or something.
Yeah, so something like that. So I think you'll see a lot of more of that before we get to a point where we're forcing team members to be vaccinated or requiring it. At least on the.
It's ridiculous that we have to incentivize giving you a fighting chance to survive a virus that could potentially knock you out or kill you.
If you believe that.
Yeah, people don't trust the vaccine fully. They don't know the long-term effects of what it'll do to their bodies. You know, the people are scared. People are like the Johnson & Johnson. There was a small percentage that
the blood
a person
clots
could,
the blood clots, right?
Yeah, the blood clots. People like a lot of people refuse to get the Johnson & Johnson just for that like fact alone. But I mean, that was a small percentage that was going to happen. But it was enough for people to go, don't give me that shit. You know, like,
no, seriously.
No, I know. I've read up on that shit, but also people are scared with like Moderna and Pfizer because they're like, it's new science and it got approved so quickly and they just worked on it on a year. That's pure ignorance because the person that discovered this route had been working on this shit for over 10 years. And yes, they haven't had successful trials with other vaccines or methods using the science, but I think that 10 years of work finally paid off in this accelerated process.
Yeah, I think, you know, and you brought up another point, which is I think because of the level of science that we used to get to where we are right now, that in the future, some new disease that shows up will have a better fighting chance at having vaccines that come out in a month, 6 months. So we're almost in a position now where it doesn't matter what the new thing will be. The science we're developing now will help us fight whatever that is.
Yes.
So, you know, humanity is closer to being immortal vampires.
This whole RNA delivery system was tested or started being looked at for cancer and trying to help cancer patients defeat and survive cancer. And now it's being used for COVID.
you know, one of my to lighten the topic a bit, one of my favorite memes about people getting vaccinated was I saw this meme where someone was drinking water out of a hose, and the caption was, "This is why I'm not afraid of the vaccines, because I used to drink. This is where I used to get my water."
Yes, you know what, Jay, I have seen that one. Yeah, the vaccines or the memes around COVID have been great as well. The meme community does not stop. They don't care.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I may have COVID, but I still have funny to give.
Yeah. Juan, have you did you study any more of the science?
No, I'm not gonna lie. After getting vaccinated, I kind of stopped looking at the science behind the vaccine. So now that AstraZeneca is being able to get administrated, I want to see again their science. But yeah, I knew eventually we're going to need booster shots as well, and I'm waiting for people to complain about that shit too.
Well, it doesn't matter, man, because you know what? Those people never drank hose water. That's what we just learned.
That's why they're weak.
Yeah.
That's why their immune system is weak.
It's true.
You know, I drank Mexican hose water. Beat that, motherfuckers.
Well, I mean, you can't prove that because according to the census, you're white and you're waiting on your 23andMe. So with that said,
you may be related to your wife.
Yeah. So I can't trust anything you're saying right now.
Yeah, that's true. I may
can't
be
trust
related
anything.
to you guys.
Do you guys have any habits, like anything you look for now because of like the pandemic and COVID and all this 6 feet social distance stuff?
Hand sanitizer and fucking disinfectant wipes. I still go to the stores, and if I see that they have disinfectant wipes, whether I need them or not, I buy myself 1 or 2. And if they have hand sanitizer, I use it.
Really? How about you, Jay?
No, I mean, I used to wash my hands before.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say not one, not one. It's, you know what, Jay? It's, yeah. I'm in the same boat. I washed my hands. I did all this stuff before. What I appreciate more about this time is that everyone is more cognizant of that shit now than they were before.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, I have more people asking questions like, but wait, if they don't change their gloves every time they touch something, what's the point? I go, yes. What is the point? You know, it's stuff that people never thought about before. They're just openly cross contaminating all of their stuff. So yes, you know, but one of the things that drives me nuts, and I brought it up earlier, is the people who are nose cocking, and nose cocking is specifically when your nose is over your mask because, I don't know, it helps you hear better, helps you see whatever you're looking for better, helps you talk on your cell phone more clearly. I don't fucking know.
Honestly, I was a victim of that. Like I was wearing my mask. Someone was talking to me. I didn't understand what they said. Took my mask off and went, "What? What did you say?"
Oh my God! Did you wear your mask in your car and you take it off to like drive in reverse? Like I just, it just drives me nuts. It's one of those things that I'm just like, oh my God!
I'm not gonna lie. I've done it because my glasses start fogging up, and I have to like move it around to unfog my glasses.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, my glasses do fog up, but I take my glasses off and I wave them around. But that's one of the things that whenever I see it, it gives me a little mini like, what the fuck is happening? Especially for people who are wearing like, you know, you see the masks that say N95 or KN95 on them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, you over here paying $10 a mask just so you can wear your nose over it. Listen, I don't understand why you even did that.
You know what
My favorite thing, especially when we first started wearing masks, is the ridiculousness in some people where, like, some people cut a hole in the mask so they can eat their food.
Fucking idiots. Yeah.
Yeah. I think my favorite, I mean, aside from people doing stuff like that, some of my favorite mask stuff is just the people who went completely like, they're basically wearing an entire astronaut suit.
Yep.
So, you know, you got them wearing the ventilators for painting or for doing something with harsh chemicals. I go, are you here to kill me? What's going on?
You know, the thing that drove me bug nutty was people that would move their mask down so they could sneeze. And that would drive me shit crazy. I mentioned it to somebody that I knew. I'm like, did you just really pull your fucking mask down so you can sneeze and have those particles go in the air? And their response was like, yeah, I don't want that in my mask. And I'm like, you're defeating the purpose of wearing a fucking mask.
Well, he doesn't want to give himself COVID.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah. What's wrong? Yeah, it seems like solid logic to me, Juan, if I'm being honest.
Fuck off.
I'm being okay. I will. Yeah, I just feel like, you know, I hope it sticks. People realizing that they should wash their hands, or that they should like realize how many things they're touching when they're going to touch other people's stuff. Like someone asked me if I'd moved some stuff on their desk. I go, no, I haven't touched anything on anybody's desk in over a year.
Yeah, that's insane.
You know what I hope sticks? Social distancing in queue lines, man. Because I enjoy not having somebody trying to stand nuts to butts in my space.
Well, one, I have a very serious question for you. Why are you putting your nuts on anybody's butts when you're standing in line?
Yeah, where do the nuts start and the butts end, you know?
Yeah.
Both of you guys never had a complaint. I'm surprised you complain now.
Excuse me?
You heard.
I heard, but I didn't understand. Please elaborate on this.
Yeah,
nuts
tell
to
us about
butts.
that crawler.
You know what? Fuck you guys. Let's move on.
Sure, we'll move on. We'll move on. So we're getting ready to round out the show. And we started last season doing the I'm Not Crying, You're Crying Crybaby Gauntlet. So this year, or this season, I should say, at the request of one of our friend of the show, Herbert.
He's not friend of the show if he hasn't been on the fucking show.
Okay,
He's just an avid fan that doesn't understand. He doesn't know us.
Wait, is King Kong a friend of the show?
Technically, I guess he is because he's been on the show via recording.
Based on your criteria, Joe Smo is also a friend of the show.
Well, fuck Joe Smo. He's an enemy of the show. We established this last week.
No, he's an enemy of you. He seems fine to me.
Yeah.
So
he's also Team Jayco.
Hashtag
he
Team
is.
Jayco.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure what the problem is, Juan. I think it's just you. If anyone should be upset here, it's me because I'm not getting any love whatsoever. But it's all good.
I love you, Sean.
Oh, why? Thank you, Jay. That makes me feel really good.
I have strong emotional feelings towards you, Sean.
Yeah, you tried to put your nuts on my butt.
Nuts to butts, dude.
What's wrong with you? So this year's gauntlet, at request of friend of the show, Herbert, we're gonna do a 12-round, a 12-item,
12 bracket.
No, yeah, 12 bracket. Thank you. 12 bracket competition with movie quotes. Now, this week is just it's Juan versus me and 2 movie lines that you believe to be better. Now, the winner of the gauntlet won't be a spicy chip, Juan.
Fuck that. Yeah, I'm not doing that again.
You didn't do it the first time. You licked it and you cried.
I did not lick it. I bit it, you motherfucker. I bit it.
You licked it, baby.
yeah.
You licked it, baby.
Yeah. Quella from back in the swamp, she saw you.
Yeah, that Quella don't like them Dalmatians.
Okay. So explain the new gauntlet.
So yeah, the new gauntlet is there's 2 things to choose from. Either you like Juan's quote better or you like the other person's quote better, when this week will be mine. And then that quote moves on to the next week to see which movie quote reigns supreme.
Okay.
So, Juan, I chose 2 of your quotes randomly, or one of your quotes randomly. And your quote was, are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's coming up right now.
Yeah.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Fuck yeah. Jaws, baby.
Jaws, we're gonna need a bigger boat. Now, when I hear that quote, I don't. It sounds important, but when I hear it, it doesn't sound as jarring. But if you watch that scene, it's a very suspenseful scene.
Yeah.
But I chose this quote. Boat. Yes, you are going to need a bigger boat. But this is the one I chose today, and I didn't do this on purpose, I promise.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
Holy shit, you went old school.
I did. When Herbert had talked about this gauntlet with me, that's the first quote that came to mind, because I feel like when I hear that, when I listen to it, it just invokes it makes me angry that I think that's Charlton Heston.
It is.
Who's just being a complete ass. He doesn't know what's going on. He showed up on this planet, without any understanding what's going on. It's just being a dick.
Well, they also threw him in a cage.
Well, you know what? I wasn't going to mention that. He might have had some rights there to be angry and upset. But yeah.
And if I recall correctly, he wasn't talkative. Like, he had vocal cord damage, and that was his first phrase that he emoted. Right, Jay?
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember, but I do remember when I heard it in the remake from Draco Malfoy himself.
It was awful.
Yeah, well, I heard him.
I didn't mind it, man.
I heard him spit other slurs, like calling Hermione a mudblood.
But you also forget the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes.
They said it in that one as well.
Yeah.
You mean the one with Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson wasn't in it, was it?
No. No, he wasn't. But there was one of the apes that looked eerily like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it was Helena Bonham Carter, I think.
It was. Yes. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And I did forget about that one. I tried to forget it. I'm so sorry.
Wait, can I throw a quote in there?
You can. Go for it.
Wait, didn't he submit his fucking quotes? How come you don't have audio clips for him?
I didn't submit any quotes.
What the fuck, Jay?
Well, because look, I've lost every gauntlet, and I didn't want to.
No, it's not fair for Sean to come prepped for this show with audio clips so you could just whip whatever you want last minute. No, that fucking sucks. I say he's disqualified.
What?
Well, here's the thing. You didn't even eat your entire prize. But you know what, Jay? You're more than welcome to listen. I have YouTube. We have time. We can do it. What's going on? What is your quote? What movie is it from?
It is from Back to the Future.
Jumping gigawatts.
No, that's not even a quote from the movie.
Jumping gigawatts is the thing they used to give people back in the 90s when they were putting their nuts on butts.
Yeah, that was a herpes medication.
Roads, where we're going, we don't need no roads.
Would you let Jay give his quote for Christ's sakes?
Yeah, Jay.
All right, my quote is, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, we're going to see some serious shit.
All right, I'm gonna have Doc Brown say it right now. It's coming. You guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit.
You know, and I haven't seen Back to the Future in so long, but when I watched that scene right now, Christopher Lloyd's acting is great because he is absolutely like whipping his dick out in front of Marty. Like, he's like, that's right. Hey, I just built a fucking time machine. You watch. You about to see some shit.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was fucking great. That was great. So ladies and gentlemen, what is your pick for the greatest movie quote that's going to go on? Is it going to be Jaws, We Need a Bigger Boat? The original Planet of the Apes, Get your damn hands off me, you damn dirty ape. Or Back to the Future, when this hits 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious shit. Who wins? You be the judge. You be the judge. Now, Juan, this is the part of the show where I ask you if you're done, but you have a deck of cards in your hand, so I assume that means yes.
Yeah, I've been done an hour ago.
Oh, okay, great. I'm glad you're done.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm done.
Well, that's great to hear. Well, everybody, thank you for listening. How was your so-called COVID life? What are some habits from the pandemic that you still keep? Let us know. We want to hear about them. Juan, tell them where they can find us.
You can find us on any platform where you get your podcast. We're on Anchor. You can also find us on YouTube. If you don't want to listen to us, follow us on Facebook, Instagram. We are at INCYCSHOW. Also, you can email us at INCYCSHOW@gmail.com. And we have merch. We still haven't sold that one shirt. I don't know what the fuck Julio and Herbert are waiting for. Some friends of the show.
Yeah, they could wear it nuts to butts.
They could.
Nuts to butts.
Like a diaper. You know, Juan, you claim to have read the show notes today, but I know you didn't because you screwed up your lines.
I did. I did read it. I just didn't memorize them.
That's okay,
I just went
man.
off of what I did in the past.
Yeah, I know. But with that said,
you should be proud that I actually read the show notes for once.
Well, I would have been. I would have been if you would have made it to this part. So anyway, everybody, help us grow. Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes. It helps us reach more people like you who like to listen to us. Anyway, with that said, Juan already hit all the major stuff. So everybody have a good night and thanks for listening.
Bye, everybody.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
Buy our merchandise.
I don't want it.
Please like us.
please
like,
listen.
subscribe.
All right. Well, good night, everybody.